EMP Triforce GM.
Okay. And where are you from?
The Empire State, New York City.
And what is your profession?
My profession, executive gamer, so to speak.
Okay. And how long have you been a gamer, competitive gamer?
I've been a competitive gamer since I was 7. That goes back in the 80s. If you want to say how long I've been gaming, it's 28 years, so it's almost 3 decades.
Awesome. What games do you compete in?
Me, well, in '09, I competed in Street Fighter 4 online from MLG Game Battles, Tetris, and I do some teams in Street Fighter 4, but I'm trying to get into like StarCraft. I'm going to go PC this year.
Awesome. What would be your favorite character overall or each game? Like what do you think is, who do you pick and play the most as?
Well, I used to play Smash Brothers Melee, so my favorite character was Link. Street Fighter, well, I've been playing Street Fighter since Street Fighter 1, so it will always be Ryu. And in terms of fighting game characters, those are the only characters I like.
What's being a competitive gamer mean to you?
A competitive gamer simply means somebody who plays games or tries to play games on the highest level in terms of competing against other players. So all a competitive gamer really means. There are other elements. It's not just you versus a person. It could be you versus the computer, you versus a certain standard that's been set depending on what it is. That's what you have world records for and stuff like that. Or you versus a player. So there are other elements of competitive gaming.
Excellent. And what makes Smash Brothers a great game?
Well, to me, the Smash Brothers series is great overall because, especially for a player like myself, I've been gaming for so long that I grew up with those characters. And to see those characters put into a game which they can face off of against each other, it's like a dream come true. I would have never, well, 20 years ago, I would have never thought I would actually see Sonic face off against Mario in an actual legitimate game that's not like Mugen or something like that. So, to see those characters go against each other is great.
Excellent. And so I'm going to go Smash side now. Why do you play Smash when there's other games like Halo and Tekken and Street Fighter? Like, what's Smash mean to you that you play?
Well, I grew up with the characters in Smash Brothers, so I will always have a preference on that game over the other games because Halo and Tekken is really mid and third generation games, whereas the characters in Smash Brothers have existed going as far back as the early 80s. So for me, I will always prefer Smash Brothers over something like Tekken, over something like Street Fighter or Halo.
And I mean, this is kind of a repeat, but are you a veteran or are you new to the scene?
Oh, I wouldn't call myself a veteran. I would say I'm more like one of those ancient old men.
You mentioned you played Melee in the past. Did you play Melee competitively as well?
Yeah, back at Night Clan in New York. I used to play with DA. I was Link, but Kubu was a better Link than I was, so that's what made me retire the character because he played the game far more efficiently than I did, especially with the character.
And what makes Smash Brothers in particular appealing for novices and pros alike?
Well, the game's fight engine is, there's a huge in-depth fight engine to it, but then at the same time it's very simple, so a casual gamer can get into it. So the game has its fun element and then its competitive element. So unlike other fighting games, there's certain learning curves and it's not as easy to get into.
What would you say is your defining moment in competitive gaming?
When I set the Guinness World Record for Tetris.
Do you have any gaming goals in mind?
To build the largest competitive gaming organization in the world, and the one with the most winning percentage.
And how long do you plan on being in the scene or being a competitive gamer?
Well, to be honest with you, in the last 5 years, I'm pretty much done. My job is to manage the corporation that manages professional gamers like Fighting GM, Fab, Justin Wong, Sanford Kelly, Mewtwo King, and stuff like that, to give those guys a chance at the industry and the professional scene to build a career in competitive gaming. So I use a lot of my experience and my executive background to really help them find opportunities in competitive gaming. So, you know, my time is done. You know, I'm finished.
All right, guys, go ahead and retire there in third place. 3 characters in the losers.